Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kind of Crafty. Today we're going to be making a Valentine's pillow, and I've chose this material because the coloring, and I just thought it would be nice. You'll need your fabric, you'll need some either stuffing or something to get stuffing from, pins, scissors. I've got both for paper and for cloth. Then you're going to need a glue gun, some glue sticks, because this is going to be a no-sew project. This is going to be my finger protector to help me from glue, the hot glue. You can use clips, or you can use the E6000 or other glue, but again, I'm going to use hot glue. Then you're also going to need some paper. I use some wrapping paper here so that I can make my template. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold my paper over, and I'm going to get ready to make my pattern. So you will also need a pen for this, but you'll see I'll get that in a moment. First, I'm going to measure my fabric just so that I know how tall I can make this without going on the outside of the fabric, because I'm just using some leftover fabric that I had. You can buy some specific if you want to make them a little bigger. Now here, I'm just going to draw out my template. It's easier for me to just draw my heart one side at a time and use it and cut it out with the paper scissors. And sorry, I go out of screen here a little, but that way I can cut it and both sides will be even. And there's my heart for my pattern for my pillow, and that's the exact size that I want. So then we're going to set that aside for just a moment and get our fabric. And with the fabric, what we're going to do is we are going to fold it, and we're going to put the brighter side out. So that's what we're going to use for our pillow. And I'm just trying to determine that. And then I fold the fabric and put my pattern up to it so I can gauge the size and make sure that everything's going to work out here. Now you'll notice there's quite a bit on the side there, and I don't want to waste any of the fabric because I can use it for other things. So I'm just going to scoot that over a little bit. That way we aren't wasting any fabric. So I measure again, there's still a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and move that one more time just so that I can make sure and get that as close as possible. So then we try it, and we like that much better, so that's what we're going to go with. Now, I didn't draw in any seam allowance, so I'm going to do that separately. Now, I know I'm going to need 2 hearts, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold my fabric one more time so that I can make both of the hearts at the same time. So I just make sure everything is good, put my template down, or my pattern, and then I'm going to move that pattern down towards the end. So again, any of that material at the top I can use for other things. And then I'm going to pin that pattern to my fabric. I don't like to use too many because I feel like it just, adds too many wrinkles and things like that. So just a few. Then using my fabric scissors and going to cut that out, and I'm cutting both of them out at the same time. And here's what I'm talking about with that seam allowance. I went a little outside the heart because I wanted to add that little bit of seam allowance on there. So then we just cut around. My scissors were luckily sharp, and I was able to do both at one time. We're going to take the pins out so that we can get to our fabric. And it was easier for me to just do it in the half and put them on a fold rather than cut them out individually. To me, it just is easier that way. So this is the fabric, and again, I'm just going to check the different sides, make sure that I've got the brighter side, and I'm going to put the 2 of those facing together, because we are going to put what will be on the outside on the inside first. So we're going to put our two out-facing sides together. We're going to line that all up, and then we're going to determine where we're going to start. Now, I was thinking maybe at the top is where I'd put it, and I mean, you can hold this together and clip it if you want to kind of keep things together. You can hand sew them if you want. You can machine sew it if you want. But again, I'm going to use the glue, the hot glue, so that it's a no-sew project. And then it just makes it easier and quick for me. So here's my finger protector, and I'm going to try to determine where I want this glue to go. And I'm trying to decide where I'm going to leave it open, and I'm going to leave it on the other side. So I'm going to start at the top of where I'm going to leave that opening to put my stuffing in. And I'm just using that and using that finger protector to kind of put that glue and glue those parts together in case it comes through the material. And then I also use my hand to just make sure that that's sealing up. And then I'm just doing a little piece at a time. And then I put my hand in so I know, I kind of use it as a reference of how far I want to keep that together. Then we just go ahead and glue all the way around, and again, press it down. Don't worry if your material gets kind of bunchy on the inside there. Just try to put it towards the middle, because once you puff that out, it's just going to correct itself. So now I'm going to get ready to turn it inside out. But first, at the point there, I'm going to cut a couple of things, a couple of nicks there in the material. Don't cut through the glue, but just cut through the material a little bit, so that when you poke it out, it kind of helps that point to stay better. And then I'm going to use my scissors, and again, I go out of shot on this, and I apologize, but we're just going to poke that down in there so that we can get our point to a good spot. All right, so now we're ready to do the stuffing. Now, I got a bunch of pillows at an estate sale, and I bought them for making some pillows, and I'm going to go ahead and use this pillow. It's already been laundered. I usually just wash and dry them and make sure that everything is good, and I'm not going to need this material, or I can use it for something else if I want, but it wasn't a pillow that matches my decor. So I'm just going to take the pillow out. Now this was kind of an insert, but that's not going to matter. It was just very thin material there holding it all together. And I'm just going to cut the corner of it so that I can get the batting out. Now you can just use regular batting if you'd like. And so I just take it out. It's kind of a little bit crumpled from having gone through the washer and dryer, so I fluff it out. And then what I like to do is I like to get all of the main elements, like I got the top part of the heart, the bottom of it, and then again the other side of the top, and then I start to fill in the middle. I do this just so that I can make sure I'm getting it to all of the different edges of the pillow. And then I'm just squishing it down to see what the firmness is. If you like them really firm and tight, you can do that. I like mine a little bit squishy, so I'm just trying to figure that out. Got it to the point I like, and we're done with that. And now we're going to glue these sides together. So you're just going to fold it, add a little bit of glue, and then pinch that together. And with this, I'm going to use these clips to kind of hold it in place while I start towards the bottom of that and do the same thing. Fold it, glue it, pinch and stick it together. And again, I'm going to just put another clip on there. I'll take these other clips off because that should be dry now. And it's just a way of helping to hold it because I've only got two hands. And so then we're just going to finish this off And again, I apologize for going out of frame, but we are just going to get that last little bit, fold those over, make sure everything's going inside. I put the glue on and it was poking out just a little bit, so I used the edge of my scissors there and just pushed that in and got a little glue, but luckily it wasn't too hot. And then I just make sure that it's not going to split open or anything, that everything is sealed, kind of adjust, and there we go. We've got our Valentine's pillow, and I give it another fill, just make sure everything's good, pick the side I like the best, and we're done. So thank you for joining us. Here it is with a little Valentine's blanket, another pillow, and this is just a little collection for Valentine's. Oh, and there's my kitty. All right. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. See you soon.